Hi, everyone. I'm Mary Lennin, a senior sales engineer here at Precisely. We help companies achieve data integrity by ensuring that data is accurate, enriched, and contextualized to help you make better decisions. Today, I'm going to show you how you can use some of our data enrichment products to help you build campaigns that convert. You will learn how to create actionable insights by tapping into our curated datasets and see how our APIs can help you deliver faster. All right, with that, let's get started. I want to run a campaign for a coffee shop in Kennett Square, PA. On this map, you can see this orange boundary represents the incorporated borough of Kennett Square from one of Precisely's boundary datasets. I have a hypothesis that single adults tend to spend more on coffee. So based on that, I'm going to plan to focus my campaign on reaching those types of consumers. But first, I need to know where the location of my business is to be able to figure out where my potential consumer base might be. To do that, I'm going to use the Precisely Data Graph API, which is a unified way to access hundreds of connected enrichment datasets through a single endpoint. As I'm working in MapInfo Pro right now, I can use the Precisely Data Visualizer to be able to bring in this data. You can see a number of datasets here that I'm going to be able to query using the API, and I just want to let you know that those available here are only a subset of our full suite of APIs. I can show you that full list later. In this particular instance, I want to be able to plot the location of my business. I'm going to want to use the places dataset to do that, which includes our business registry. Just as a quick demonstration, you can see the variety of different attributes that we have available for that dataset here. I'm going to pass the address string, although if you have a Precisely ID already existing in your ecosystem, you could pass the ID instead. And what I want to do is I want to see if there are any businesses that match the criteria that exist at this address. So first, I'm going to check the totals and see if any match. We can see that there are 2 businesses that are registered to this address. So what I want to do is I want to plot those on a map. What you can see is filter, which is the location of my coffee shop located here. Next thing I want to do is bring in a few different demographic data sets to look into my potential consumer base to work on my targeted campaign. Now that we know where our business is, we can look to identify consumers who will benefit from our campaign without going too far afield. I'm going to begin layering in different demographic data sets, such as SITE, which is a geodemographic segmentation system that classifies neighborhoods into 63 segments across 12 lifestyle categories. You can see that there are categories such as family fortunes, dynamic urban fringe, cultural vibe, and many more, which offer intuitive lifestyle profiles that can help for precision targeting. I can also layer in our ground view data set, which includes more comprehensive demographic and business data that is more similar to traditional demographics. For example, I can look at the proportion of the population that has never been married for this community. Again, if we're looking at those singles who may be looking for coffee, as well as those with a high proportion of their consumer spend that they have on eating out, represented by these dark purple dots here. And at least visually for my analysis right now, I can see that sometimes there is a relationship between these 2 things. This demographic data set has over 1,000 different attributes at a variety of different geographic scales, such as census block and census tract. Now, while I showed you these at different geographies, such as census block or tract, that may not be the most useful for our campaign. These same attributes are able to be linked using our geographic identifiers to identify addresses from Precisely's address registry that meet these different criteria. In this particular instance, I'm able to see the different lifestyle categories that are applied to each one of the addresses in Precisely's address database that match any one of the site segmentation categories. This analysis could be taken a step further to identify addresses within a 3-mile buffer, and then can further look at correlations across these different attributes. Next up, I'm going to show you how Precisely's API can be used in our Precisely API playground and the additional data sets that are available to you there that I was not able to show you in this map. The campaign analysis only scratched the surface of what's possible with Precisely's data enrichment APIs. Notably, Precisely's Data Integrity Suite also includes access to APIs for spatial analytics, geo-addressing, data quality, data governance, and more. These are APIs that can be deployed wherever your business needs them most, and in a number of instances, can also be deployed in a private cloud when required. The campaign analysis only had access to a limited subset of the data enrichment APIs, but here is a more comprehensive list. The APIs extend from Address Fabric, which is a list of all known addresses for a country, through Precisely's building data, risk datasets such as coastal risk, crime index, data link partnerships such as Dun & Bradstreet and Overture, through demographic datasets such as Ground View and Site, and much more. Through Precisely's developer portal, you can register for a free trial and try out the APIs via the Data Graph Playground. In the Data Graph Playground, there is access to documentation for each of the data enrichment APIs, but also access to a UI to try them out. Here I have a query for the Ground View dataset for our address in Kennett Square, PA. This is a subset of some of the attributes that are available from Ground View. I use the authorization that has been provided to me via the trial to execute the query and review the result. Even though this result is for a single address, hopefully this provides a sense of how an API can be executed and scaled to allow for analytics to be embedded into your different workflows for your business. Thank you so much for your time today. To summarize, we've seen how Precisely's connected ecosystem and enrichment solutions, such as Precisely's APIs, can be used to transform raw data into actionable insights. With a more contextual view, you can drive smarter decisions and more impactful campaigns. We thank you for your time today, and I look forward to helping you put these capabilities into action.